Hi, and welcome to Libby Presents Ghost News Network. Today is our paranormal news and discussion. So, Will, what do you have for us today?
So, recently, Nick Groff, formerly of Ghost Adventures and formerly of Paranormal Lockdown, recently posted a video, I think it was actually today, that, long story short, he's essentially calling people out. What he says in the video is that he gets asked the question, why did you leave these shows, or why did they kick you off? And he addressed it by saying, the passion that I have for the paranormal is unwavering, and it wasn't my choice to leave the shows. But he stayed strong in his belief in the paranormal and his faith and all that stuff. So, without upfront saying it and saying it nicely, he implied that he got asked to leave the shows because he was not making things up. So, as we know, paranormal TV shows will occasionally make evidence up that is not actually there, just to get ratings, but from what it looks like in his video, he got kicked off the show because he refused to do that.
Yeah, so I mean, with this field, I want to say one of the original shows was the show A Haunting. Been around for many, many years, and what they do is they take your story and they kind of glorify it and they act it out, which is fine because that was the intent of the show. Ghost Hunters then came out. First 2 to 3 seasons I feel were pretty legit, and then that started to fall off. Paranormal State came out. That was like the second big show. First 2 seasons, pretty good. And then they started getting a little nutty. And then everything after that was just started off as a bullshit. I'm not afraid to say it. I don't care. We've been contacted by so many producers, and one of the first things we say is, we will not fake it. You couldn't put a price on that. This is our life. This is my life's work. This is, I've given up job opportunities, I've lost friends, I've lost relationships, and I don't regret it. But if I go on TV and start faking shit, I lost my way. And I won't do it. For everyone in here, everyone's here for their own reasons. And the difference in reasons, everyone's got their thing, everyone's got their own lives, their own family. To come in here, to go on TV, and to be away for a while and fake that, what are you doing? So power to Nick. I mean, that's awesome that he was able to come out and say that. I know a lot of people are going to scrutinize him, but fuck you, straight up. Like, you don't need fans that need to be materialistic and have shit sensationalized every single day. And that's all the new equipment. You have the Ovilus, it started with the K2 meter. That was one of the first things. I remember being at a convention at the Queen Mary, and we were in the pool room with John Zaffis, and he's like, all right, everyone take out their equipment. K2 meter was just starting to get real popular. Everyone had one. Ours must have been broken because everyone else's went off except for ours, because we didn't hold the button down. These are the original K2s where you had to hold the button. We're the only team that scientifically jammed a little piece of plastic in there to hold it down, so now it's hands-free. Everyone else's shit was going off. It was all being faked, and everyone bought it. We didn't. So we won't even fake shit for that, and that wasn't even on TV. So, yeah, I mean, it sucks because this field gets so scrutinized, and it doesn't get taken seriously because of so much shit that gets faked. And I hope that he does have a TV show that comes out where it's real.
Oh, yeah.
And that's something that we're in the process of working on. We're going to show you what the field is really like. Sometime, I think, in mid-August, we're going to start airing our episodes. So keep in tune, and I'm sure everyone has something they want to say about this.
I mean, I think the video is very powerful. He had one video up that was up first that got pulled. I'm pretty sure he was told to remove footage that he didn't own from the shows and stuff, because Those footage is property of whatever channel he was working with at the time. And there's this really powerful moment, though, where there's a corporate person in a suit, and he picks up the dollar bill and he puts it over his mouth, like just to... They silence people through money and through these agreements and these contracts and things like that. And it's like what you were saying, it's like we put our lives into this. I've been doing this almost 14 years. You're going in on 16 years. And to go on TV and to fake that information or to trick your audience or to lie to your audience, it literally takes everything you've ever done, everything you've ever put out into the field, and it makes it null and void. It all, as it is in this field, it is so hard to prove to people, skeptics or not, that what you captured was real. When you do something like that and you sensationalize and you fake things, it takes all of that validity that you've worked so hard for and just wipe your ass with it and throw it in the garbage, because it's fucking worthless at that point. It's worthless. So I give Nick so much credit for stepping up and doing it, but also doing it in a very classy way. The way he did it was a classy way, and that is more powerful than ranting on Facebook or ranting on YouTube or ranting on anything. Like we are right now, so please watch more ranting.
I mean, and I know like the scene with the money over the mouth. I know everyone thinks just because you're on TV you get paid a lot. I was on my Ghost story. I had $100 for flying out there. They covered my flight, the hotel, but I got paid $100. You know, we've shot with Travel Channel multiple times.
Yeah.
We never got paid.
Nope.
They didn't even buy us lunch.
Nope.
I got a contract, and I still have it. Still, fuck you, sci-fi. I was offered the lead investigator position for Ghost Hunters International. What a joke. And yeah, in that contract, let me tell you, they fucking own you. So everything he's saying is 100% right. People don't have to believe it. I really don't care. I got no one to impress. I really don't give a shit. So, yeah.
Anybody have anything on that?
Yeah, so we're gonna be going viral on that one.
I know I get a lot of people when they find out that I do this, they ask me, oh, like, are ghosts real? Are do you guys fake stuff, like stuff like that? And it's just like, every time I hear that, I look at them, I'm like, why would I invest so much time? I'm talking hundreds and hundreds of hours over the last few years, and to fake stuff. To what? To prove to a handful of people that, oh, look what I caught. No, I'm doing this because I want to help bring validity to the field, and obviously when shows embellish like that, it waters down the whole field. It makes everyone look bad. So for Nick to come out and kind of speak up against that as someone who has a name in the field, I mean, you got to respect the hell out of someone like that, because it's so easy to just go with the status quo and be like, you know what, whatever, I'll go collect my convention money and just keep my face out on every channel or whatever, and just kind of go with the path of least resistance. But for him to come out and just keep wanting to find projects that are valid and legitimate, he's got me hooked on whatever he's showing.
Oh, yeah.
I support that 100%.
Absolutely.
Yep.
110%.
And like I know we were talking a little bit before. Donna LaCroix from first two seasons of Taps.
Yeah.
She had to wait. She got off the show. I don't know if she quit, fired, whatever it was, but I know the treatment of the females on that show, the shit that she said was really fucked up. And she had to wait for the contract to finally run out, and then after that, she went on, and she let them have it. It was like a 5-minute rant and rave. She's not as popular as Nick, but she got her point across. But obviously, nobody really gives a shit. But I'm hoping that he does make a dent. I mean, look at Ghost Hunters. It's probably one of the biggest shows besides Ghost Adventures. And why did Grant leave? Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody, whatever was said on the show is bullshit. He's got 5 kids at home, wife. So you're out, how many months out of the year? filming, faking shit. How do you sleep at night? That's what I want to know. How do you sleep at night? You're out, you're spending time away from your kids and your family just to fake shit when you don't have to. You know, season 1 of Ghost Hunters was fucking awesome. On point. Hardly caught anything. And Jay was such a hard ass, coming at everyone. That's how the field needs to be. You know, and unfortunately, I know, and it's, you have producers and you have writers and directors, and fire all those motherfuckers. Because you don't need any of them. You really don't. You know, I can't wait till we do our show. We don't need anybody. We'll just film ourselves. And you're going to get the real deal. That's what it is. And you'll see that it really does happen. You don't need to, you know, have a script. Oh, can you reshoot that? No, I'm not going to reshoot it. If you didn't capture it as a cameraman, you suck and you're fired. Like, screw it up. But,
Yeah, I can't express how awesome it is that he actually did that.
absolutely.
Like you said, it was so classy the way he did it. He didn't just say, everyone on those shows are faking it, and they told me to fake it, and I left. He wasn't playing up himself. He was just saying, like, this is what happened. I have a passion for the paranormal, and things didn't work out, and it wasn't my choice. Yeah. But it's, yeah, he's always been my favorite character on Ghost Adventures, even before he left. Well, I guess exclusively before he left. But yeah, now he's got a lot more respect.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Oh yeah.
I could say from everybody in this group, I'm sure.
It's like, you know, Ghost Adventures is always on. You can watch it all the time. They show older episodes. It's a different show when he was on it. It's a completely different show from when he was still on it from when he left. I mean, you could see the influence he had.
Even when he did, like, Paranormal Lockdown, I thought that was a great show. You know, I mean, I don't know if anything was faked or whatnot, but it didn't seem that way. They didn't capture a whole lot. And that show, they really didn't capture a lot. You know, I thought it was a cool concept. They stayed on location. Nobody's doing that, you know, and they have days at the location, you know, and I think they kind of showed, like, all right, out of 3 days of staying there, you know, we caught an EVP or a door slammed or something. And that's how it really is. That's the reality of it. You know, I mean, does things happen? Yes. Are things startling? Absolutely. But you don't need to, you know, exaggerate it on every show, you know, and that's one thing I used to bring up with the flashlight trick. Anybody that uses flashlights as a form of communication with a ghost, saying turn it on and turn it off, and they're using mag lights, you need to reevaluate your life, like for real. You really do. Maybe that's one of the things we're going to put up on YouTube is the whole flashlight trick and show how everyone, how manipulative it can be, and it's just simple science. The fact that nobody wants to look into that, and it's like, you know, you can fake all that stuff. The K2 meter, I mean, wireless mic and the cameramans are walking around, the K2 meter goes off, and you exaggerate it. You're sitting here saying it's a ghost, and then even in the reveal, you just had a full-blown 5-minute conversation. You didn't even talk about it in the reveal. Nobody questions that? How do you not question that? Like, come on. Like,
that's a main gripe about a lot of these shows, that it's like, oh, this is proof positive of the paranormal. There's never saying, like, what are the false positives you can do? Like, the greatest part about the stuff we show everybody that comes into this group is that one episode that tells them about, like, hey, all this stuff is causing you to have feelings of the paranormal. Maybe you should clean up your basement.
Right.
And you'll stop having the paranormal experiences. But they don't even say, like, what can be... The last thing I remember them doing was they were in a hotel and the TV turned on and they were like, hey, hit the remote, hit your walkie-talkie, and the walkie-talkie turned the TV on.
Right. Yes.
And that was like the 3rd or 4th season, and ever since then they never did anything like that again. Like, it proved to you, like, hey, this is other stuff that can happen, even just with being around while you're investigating the paranormal with cameras around you.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, the concept of debunking was thrown out the window.
Yeah.
Because if you debunk one thing, it puts everything else into question. Well, I mean...
But it should, because when you put everything else into question, when you come up with no answers at the end, now you can talk about it and be like, I don't know, I debunked A, B, C, and D, but shit, E, I couldn't figure it out.
The problem is the word paranormal and ghost are so intertwined that it causes people that when they hear the word paranormal, they think ghost. When we say this is a paranormal situation. It does not mean necessarily ghost. It means we cannot figure it out using natural science. So if it's not normal, paranormal. And maybe we'll talk about that on this week's definition of the week. But yeah, I mean, that's just...
Hot topic.
It's a hot topic. Yeah, it's... Yeah, I don't know. Anybody else got anything?
I think you guys said everything.
Hashtag Team Groff.
That's right.
Find
You
us
got
on
our
Facebook.
support.
Nick, hit us up. We'll start a new show.
We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter.
All right, guys, so thank you very much for joining us on this latest edition of Ghost News Network. What do you think about Nick Groff's video? If you haven't seen it, I'll put a link in the comment section below. And if you haven't checked it out, you can also find it on his Facebook page, which is where he has it posted. Let us know in the comment section below what you thought about his video and what it means to you. And what does it mean to you on the paranormal field. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and click that like button. You can share or subscribe to this video. And you can also click that little notification bell so you know when all of our content is being uploaded to YouTube. So thank you guys very much for joining us. And until next time, take care, everyone.